Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a January and February beauty favourites because seeing as we're coming to the end of February now and I didn't do a January favourites, I thought I would combine them together and do just one video because I feel like the products from January going into February and I've been using the same products, so I just thought that I would do a video combining both of them together. So most of these products are actually drugstore, and I've been loving drugstore products recently. I think they've come up with a lot of products. Show you my favourite foundations first. I've got 3 foundations here. So the first one is the Ex1 Invisiwear foundation. Now I tried this when it first came out onto the scene, and that's when they only had like 5 shades and there wasn't a shade that matched me, and then they brought out other shades, so they expanded their shade range and now they've got a lot more shades. I have the shade 5 and this foundation is really good for like daily wear. It's really, say it's like a medium coverage, but this is great for people who have like a yellow olive undertone. I feel like I love this foundation purely because of their shades. I think their shades are really great because I'm someone who struggles to find good yellow toned like olive foundations at the drugstore. I feel like most of them are either beige or pink. It's really great and I've just recently started using this again and I do really like it. So that's been a favourite throughout January and February. Another foundation that's great for like an everyday daily wear, and it's actually like an old favourite that I've started using again, and it's the Loreal True Match foundation. Now this foundation I used to use when I was in school. Like I used to use this foundation a lot and I think I used to use the same shade as well, which is 3W. Now this foundation, again, it's similar to the Ex1 where they have like a huge variety of shades like of yellow, neutral and cool undertones. Like, I really like the fact that this is a drugstore foundation but it comes in loads of different shades. This is like a medium, obviously buildable foundation like the other one, but it just looks really like natural on the skin like the Ex1 does as well. So I really love that about it. So I've just like started using it again and I do really like it. I think it's a great foundation. So the next foundation is actually like I discovered last year when it came out. So this is the Body Shop Matte Clay Skin Clarifying Foundation. Now this foundation is amazing for combination to oily skin. This stays matte for so long. Like this is amazing. The only downside of this is it doesn't have a lot of shades. The shade range is shit, I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of the shades are very pink. This shade Tamazadune 026, the shade of this, it's yellow. I like the fact that it's yellow, but it's a bit light for me. Like it is a lot lighter than my skin tone, so I do have to bronze this up quite a lot. But the shade after this is too pink. I hope that Body Shop does expand on the shades, and the actual foundation is amazing if you have oily skin. I have combination skin, but this is amazing. I would say this is even a dupe for the Loreal Pro Matte foundation. Now we do have that in the UK, but I'm talking about the US version, which I have tried. I bought it from eBay and I tried it and it is amazing. The one we've got in the UK only comes in pink shades. I don't know what is with the UK, but for some reason they don't release the same shades in the US and the UK. Like I really don't get it. If you're lucky to find your shade in the UK, then that's great because they are very similar in the way that they stay really matte and this is like medium to full coverage as well, but I do really like this, and it's got tea tree in it as well. So if you're like me and you get a lot of blemishes, Body Shop, you need to expand on your shades because this foundation is bomb. Okay, I love it. A primer that I've actually been loving. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pore Refining Primer. Now this came out recently, I think it was near the beginning of February, and this, I think I found another dupe because this reminds me so much of the Fenty Beauty primer. The texture is very similar in the fact that it's not silicone-y, but it's very moisturising. I feel like when I first tried it and applying it, I was thinking, this feels like the Fenty primer. And this is a lot cheaper as well. They do have other ones as well. I do want to try the mattifying one too. I'm kind of fed up of those silicone primers now. I feel like I've tried so many, I've had so many, and I just wanted something that's more like a cream texture, like the Fenty primer. The only thing is, I don't like the packaging because I feel like, I don't know if this comes off but if I get like almost to the end of this tube, like how am I supposed to get the rest of it out? Like, I don't really like packaging like this. I prefer tube packaging because then you could just cut off the top and get all the rest of it out. I don't like waste at all. I recently discovered is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and this is in the colour Driver. This is really nice. It's actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now. At first I was a little bit meh, I don't know if I like this because it has like, it's a little bit sticky. It's not, it doesn't dry down super matte like my other liquid lipsticks, but I do actually like this. Yeah, drugstore are up in their game. Like L'Oreal, Maybelline, like they are bringing out some great products. Like I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. And for someone who loves liquid lipstick, look at my lip liner. This lip liner I've been loving for a while now, but I've been using it a lot more since like January. This is the NYX lip liner in nude beige. Look how small it is. I think I have a backup. I have one backup somewhere, I think, because I do really like this colour because it goes with a lot of nudes. It's like a let me swatch it. Actually, let me swatch the Maybelline liquid lipstick next to it as well because I'm actually wearing them together now. Okay, so that's the lip liner and that's the Maybelline liquid lipstick. So yeah, they actually go really well together. I'm wearing them right now. So it's basically like the name suggests, a nude beige. It's like a nude with like a pinky beige undertone. So this is the Dose of Colours liquid lipstick in the shade Supernatural. So I got this in around January and I've been wearing it quite a lot. And this is again another pinky nude. I mean, surprise, surprise. I mean, I feel like it's all I go for. Let me swatch it next to the Maybelline one. Oh my god, they're like almost identical. I mean, do I really need both? No. But do I have to have both? Yeah, obviously. So this is the Dose of Colours one. So they are really similar. Dose of Colours one is lighter and more peachy, whereas the Maybelline one's got a little bit darker and a little bit more of a pinky undertone. But they are, I mean, it hasn't dried yet. It might probably dry a little bit darker, but they look so similar. I mean, have slightly different undertones. So that's another liquid lipstick that I've been loving. Makeup Revolution Conceal Undefined Concealer. But this concealer is so amazing. I love this concealer so freaking much. Oh my god. And I actually done a review comparing this to the Tarte Shape Tape as well. It is like my favourite concealer at the moment. And I think it's going to be my favourite concealer for a long time. I've been using it. I haven't used another concealer. I mean, that's how you know this is like a ride or die concealer right now. Okay, so the next product is this Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Now this is funny because I bought this about a year ago. But when I first tried it, I didn't like it at all because it's so, what's the word? It's so like emollient, like it's It's like an emollient sort of texture. I mean, I've used quite a lot of it now. But I saw Amanda Ensing use this and I love her. I love watching her videos. And she used it under her eyes and it just brightened her under eyes so well. And I feel like that's what I needed. So then I went and bought it. But it just didn't look good. So whatever concealer I applied on top just didn't sit properly. And I really like it now. I think it was the concealer that was put in on top of it that they just weren't working together. I think that's what it could have been, because now it really works at like brightening your under eye before you apply concealer. And I've almost nearly finished it now. Would I repurchase it though? Probably not. I can probably get something similar from the drugstore for a lot cheaper, because I think this is around £22, something like that. I'm kind of late on the bandwagon, but I finally got the Loreal Gilded Honey highlighter. Finally. I mean, I've seen so many people rave about this. Amanda Ensing again, she loves this highlighter. And I don't know why I didn't buy it earlier. I finally bought this and I've been using it quite a lot and I do really like it. I don't know why I didn't buy it sooner. But yeah, I definitely see the hype with this L'Oreal Gilded Honey. I do really like it. Now, another highlighter that I bought a while ago, but I've recently started using in February when the Amrezy highlighter with Anastasia came out. The Amrezy highlighter that came out in February. Now, I didn't get that product because I already had the Anastasia So Hollywood Illuminator, and I saw a side-by-side comparison of the two on Trendmood, I think it was, and they looked almost identical. So I was thinking, you know what, I've got So Hollywood, let me go and get it out of my drawer because I haven't used it in so long. And seeing as it's a almost identical colour to the Amrezy one, which I thought was the point in getting because I've already got this. And I mean, yeah, it is a stunning highlighter. That's the So Hollywood one right there, and that's the L'Oreal one. So it is they're actually very similar in colour as well. I think, you know, they're very, very similar. I may get the Amrezy highlighter, I don't know, but because I already had this, I thought there's no point because they're really similar in shade. The Amrezy one's just a little bit lighter. And the last one is the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Now, I bought this as soon as it came out on February 14th. I was like, yes, those are my shades. I know I'm going to love this palette, and I mean, I bought it. And I've been using it since. I've been using it every time I've been doing my eyeshadow. I've been using this palette. It is such a pretty palette. It's got so many nice everyday shades. It's got transitions. It's got lid colours. It's got a black, which I love. It's got a matte highlight, which I love. So I've been loving this palette a lot. And I did actually do a review on this palette as well, raving about how much I love it. So yeah, that's been another beauty favourite throughout February. But yeah, that's the end of my beauty favourites now. Like, I've now concluded. I've now included everything I need to. I thought I would combine my January and February together because I've been pretty much using these products throughout January and February. I haven't really changed. So yeah, and a lot of them are drugstore. I mean, I do love my drugstore products, I'm not gonna lie. They are products that I seem to, you know, if I see a new drugstore product out, I will go and get it because I do love drugstore products and I love how they're really up in their game, especially Makeup Revolution. Makeup Revolution are becoming one of my like favourite brands now. I mean, their concealer is amazing. They're coming out with fast base sticks which look amazing. I'm sure I'm gonna really like them. So they are really like up there, and the shade ranges that they're bringing out is amazing. Like, they're putting other brands like L'Oreal to shame. L'Oreal, a brand that is so big. I mean, comparing their shades selection to the Makeup Revolution selection of the foundation sticks, I mean, it's so disappointing that how Makeup Revolution is a smaller brand and they can bring out more shades, and whereas L'Oreal has got it's a bigger brand and they don't bring out a shade range to include everyone. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I just don't understand why that is. I mean, I really don't understand. You would think that now brands would be like, okay, we have to bring out at least a shade, like a selection of like 20 shades at least, or like 15. But the fact that I couldn't find a L'Oreal foundation stick to match my skin tone was bad. I mean, you know, do you get what I mean? So I really hope that brands do follow in Makeup Revolution's like steps, as to include a lot of shade ranges and undertones. I think it's really, really great. So anyway, rant over. I hope you enjoyed my January and February favourites, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!